old school podcast. We don't need videos. Videos is for the new age. This time we're going to talk if we ever get these mics fixed and things start to work, we're going to go through our top defensive ratings. This is the sister show to our last episode where we ranked everybody their offensive prowess. Now we're going to talk about defensive abilities only and do the rankings of the top defensive players in the W and the worst defensive players in the W. Hopefully give us a chance to go through a list too of where the biggest gaps are. Who was rated high in one, either offensive or defensive, and low in the other, which I think says something about the kind of players we have. And also the cool thing about this is we do now have the historical database that Ultra has put together. I was going through it a bit this morning, and it's pretty awesome. Like there's a lot of cool stuff. So like I was looking at, picked a random season 9 in the W. You can rank all the players and how they did in that season and what their goals against were, what their goals for were. Like it's pretty awesome. So that's the kind of thing we were looking for from Ultra, and he delivered. Like it's cool. The other one he sent was the actual NHL database, and that one I just couldn't be bothered to care about. But this one was really.
What is it? The actual NHL?
Like I don't know. It's sort of bizarre. I don't really understand what it is. It's just like it's every player. Like from pick a year, 1962. It's like every player in 1962. How many goals they scored. It's like an encyclopedia of NHL history.
Right. Gotcha. Oh, okay. But it's not like from the league stats. It's not like Solani's stats from our league. It's like his actual stats.
Yeah, his actual stats. And I assume that is what Ultra uses to make the players and all that stuff. And
gotcha.
That's why it's there. I'm guessing. Otherwise I couldn't really figure it out. But the second spreadsheet, the like league historical database, which also has the Q, the W, the vintage, and the golden era stats, is pretty awesome. Like I hadn't gone through it until this morning, but I just so I started on my own thing. So my overall record since I joined this thing, 1,120 wins, 252 losses, 50 ties, 100 overtime losses.
Wow.
Just crazy. Like I never actually added it up, but I think I'm over.
That's a lot of games.
1,500 games.
Yeah, that's insane. I think of how many you played like prior to joining this league, and it just like obviously dwarfs that.
I think it dwarfs it. Like we were kind of at one time we're speculating like, back when we were in university and we used to play kind of all the time. Like we would come home from the bar, we'd play. Like, yeah, I remember in first year, Colin and I were like roommates in a dorm. We used to come back like after class in the afternoon and just like turn on NHL 95 and drink beer and play all afternoon. And we were speculating, maybe we played 5,000 games, maybe we played 10. We had no idea, right? But now I look at this and it's probably pretty similar. So that's probably what we played, like 1,500 games over the course of university or something, because we was probably pretty comparable to what we've done here.
Yeah, that's crazy. I gotta check out this database more. I checked it out like that first day. I mean, we need like another. It needs to just be like posted somewhere that I can click on easily or something. Like I'm not. I don't even know where to find it at this point. So.
Well, yeah, it's like you have to ask for access. So when I went to,
I got the access, but yeah, now
Ultra emailed me it, so now I have it in my email.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So that was kind of helpful, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. Like there's like coach standings. There's all the standings from. You can sort it by league and by season.
Right.
Yeah, it's great. It's like it's what we wanted, right? We've been saying it for a while. Like we can't tell who won season 12 or whatever. It's all here now. I haven't looked to see about the playoff thing, like the brackets.
Right.
That was one thing that would be really cool to have is the brackets from every year.
Oh, totally, and the head-to-head stuff. I'd like to see that too.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I didn't look for that either. I didn't have a whole lot of time. I was really just looking at the goals against averages mostly, but.
I did notice the head-to-head, like initially when I looked, it was there. I don't know how. I think someone was saying that it wasn't accurate. I think Caden was rating something, so I'm not sure. But it seemed like from roughly looking, I looked at like Wolf or something. I forget what it was, but it seemed like roughly accurate, but not too sure at all. But that'd be cool for sure.
You guys who are listening, is the audio coming through okay? Was it fine, Nate, when you were over there listening?
I mean, it was fine for you. Yeah, obviously I turned mine off when I started speaking, but it seemed fine.
There's a few people on here, so hopefully they will chime in and let us know if they can hear us. G-Luck says we should be trying Streamlabs, so maybe we could try that. I'm using OBS only because somebody at some point told me OBS for streaming the games. I have no attachment to it. I can barely function or get it to function. So if there's a better way, it's all good. G-Lock gives a thumbs up, so hopefully that means he can hear me and Nate. It's amazing that the difficulties that there are with communication in this forum of like Discord friendships. It's so challenging. You never know what the hell people are saying or what they mean by what they say. Audio is good now. There we go. That's the clear kind of communication I like to see. All right, I think we're good. So that's our introduction there. This is Bell and Bell episode 8. We're actually good now. We can continue on. Like we said, we're going to get into our defensive rankings later. Before we do, Nate, we started talking about your team and the start of your season. I have some more interesting questions that I'm interested in for you about that. So you were saying that you're putting Gallagher on right wing, and I was playing Nips in the Pure League the other night. I forget what team he was, but he was swapping. He had his right shot guy on the left wing and left shot on the right wing.
Mm-hmm.
I tried it. I have Quebec in this season, and I tried it, but I couldn't really do much with it. But he was using it pretty effectively.
Kind of makes sense. I mean, he likes that like turn back clapper, especially in auto. You can't stop that move, so it makes a lot of sense for him. I mean, I like doing that in a little bit too. I like one guy kind of being on the off wing. I mean, the cross crease doesn't really work anymore, so. I mean, yeah, I don't think it takes too much out of it. It kind of, I don't know, it just brings a little randomness to my offense, I think, which I need.
He was scoring forehand cross creases so easily against me with auto. I forget what team he was now. It was a pretty good team, I think. And
isn't he like St. Louis or something?
Yeah, I think St. Louis. Yeah, he had Shanahan on left wing and Janney on right wing, or Nedved, I think the second game. He put Nedved on right wing.
Okay.
But he was getting that cross crease forehand just as easy as the backhand one, really. Which in the W, you're right. That move just doesn't exist anymore.
Not really.
You got to do something to set it up, I guess. At this point, you can't just go into the corner.
Yeah, or the dead man, right? It only really exists with that. Yeah.
Once in a while, you get one where you make a pass over to your winger, and the guy's like hanging out by the net and cuts across quickly. But you got to be very, very fast to get that one.
Right.
The double back cross crease, as G-Luck says, and he's right. Like that one actually does work pretty good. Cross crease and then spin backwards. Still, people pick up on it though. It doesn't work too long in the playoffs. But.
Right.
So what about Yager? Like the weight, like what is he like 15 weight or something? He's a big boy on there.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I mean, I like him. Yeah, I like him. He's slower, but he is kind of big. He's tough to hit off the puck. The first couple games, I was like, fuck, he's slow. I had him at center, kind of reminded me of Alfredson. But I don't know. I like having those guys on the right wing, I think. It's kind of nice having a slower guy. We'll see. I think it'll be a bit tough if like playing like a Sagathon or something, and you need speed against him. But overall, I like the fit so far. I can't complain about my offense at all.
Like, do you notice the weight? Is it something that?
Yeah, I do. Like he's just, I don't know. He's like wide out there, man. I don't know how to describe it. It's weird to me, but he just appears like he's wide on the ice, and he can't really be knocked over as easily.
Yeah, interesting, and that could come really in handy if you can use it in the playoffs. Like
I think so. Yeah, maybe more in the playoffs. I don't know. I kind of like having one player like that, but if there's too many, then it's like I didn't like him as much on Holy's past couple years on those teams because he didn't have much speed to go around him. I think he needs speed like on the next to him, and both these guys are 5 speed. So yeah, I like it so far. I'm happy with Yager.
And Holy also played him, if I remember, I think every season he played him at center.
Yeah, he did.
Any time he had him on the wing, maybe like the odd time in the playoffs if he was losing, but for the most part he was a centerman for Unholy.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I tried him. I just don't like having slow centers, but his deking's good because he's slow. Like you can really deke with the guy, but he's just gonna get caught and against like good defensive players. So
And it's hard to get back with the slow center too.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
What is he though? He's a 4 speed.
He's a 4 speed, 5 agility,
Yeah, it's not bad.
and I have Zajac. Zajac I have at center, and he's I think he's 6 agility and he is 6 defensive awareness. So I've been trying to like pay attention to see if I don't control him, like does he actually get back or? But generally I'm controlling him because he's a center. But yeah, I don't know if it makes much of a difference or not.
Yeah, that's interesting. The 6 agility is really nice. Like I think more and more I'm thinking the agility is super valuable.
Yeah, I think I agree.
I have what's his name? Oli Jokinen still, and he's 5 speed this year but 4 agility.
Okay.
It's a little different. And actually I have Mark Straight as well. Maybe I should check Jokinen. I think that's what Jokinen is. Mark Straight for sure is 5 speed, 4 agility, and it's still okay. But as a D, it's like not the same as when I used to have like Ozelinch who was 5 and 5, or like those guys
Right.
who were 5 and 5 were really really valuable. This guy, like, he gets going, but you can't do quick moves like so easily with him.
So who are you playing? What's your lineup? Do you have like a whole team of equal guys here? Looking at the overalls.
Yeah, it really depends. Like, because there's a few of them. So Corey Perry's 5 speed, so he's playing every game, and Jokinen's 5 speed, and Mark Savard is 5 speed. Bobby Ryan is 4 speed. So I've got, and then I really like still to have righty on right side and lefty on left side. So basically, I've got 2 lefties and 2 righties, and I'm mixing and matching depending on Bobby Ryan. Like if he is, because he's 4 speed, so the games when he's like, let's say in the 70s, he's high agility as well. So if he's in the 70s for speed, I'll put him on right wing, Perry at center, and Jokinen on the left wing.
Yeah.
But if Ryan is like in the 60s, then I put Mark Savard on left wing, Jokinen at center, and Corey Perry at right.
Right.
That's what I've been trying. Like I like to do that anyway, especially at the early part, just kind of see, because like this sounds kind of strange, but like I think it feels to me like every year the players are different. Like even if their stats are the same, like they just have different. I don't know, like they have a different feeling.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Yeah.
I don't know why. Like Jokinen stats are almost identical from year to year, but like last year I found he wasn't like awesome. Like he would miss the net. And who knows? Like how much of this is just it happens once and sticks in your head and you start to imagine it. Like I'm not really sure how accurate it is, but it felt that way to me. That there were times where I was like, oh, this guy, he feels plotting. He doesn't like move well or whatever. So I'm trying him at center. I like to try a few guys at center, and just also I do like to be able to in the playoff series switch it up a bit. Even if for my own if I'm getting frustrated or something, it makes me feel like I'm making a change. It doesn't really do much, but
Yeah, for sure.
So I like to at least have, or if somebody gets injured, I like to have a couple forward lines going. So anyway, those are basically the 2 lines I'm using. And the other thing is that to me, there's a huge difference. I shouldn't say huge difference. There is a difference, a noticeable difference between having a righty at center and a lefty at center in terms of how I try to play. Like
Okay.
So, like, if I have Jokinen at center, I would rather come down on the left side if I'm entering the zone, because those one-timers are way easier to a lefty center. But
Interesting. Okay.
with Perry at center, it's harder. Like, those one-timers cutting across, sometimes they're nice if you can get, like, the wide one-timer kind of, like, where he's got the open net, but those general like one-timers in the slot are really difficult, I find, with if you're passing from the left winger to a right shot center.
But so if you have Perry, if you have a righty at center, you're going to try to come in on the right side then, like on that wing.
I would prefer to, yeah.
Okay.
If I have a righty at center. Now the problem for me is both my D. So my D is Mark Straits on lefty, and he's a 5-speed, and then I still got Bomeister on right. He's a 4-speed, 5 agility. And Bomeister I really like. He's awesome. He was like my favorite player last year. Like he just hits everybody. He's in a good spot all the time. But because they're both lefties, so it's kind of like rushing with a lefty down the right side I find different. So I usually end up rushing the left side, and then if I've got a righty at center, it's just trying to figure out like those sort of nuances, with different lineups.
I mean, I guess you've always kind of had lefties at center, no? Like you had Rolston and Bure.
Yeah, most of the time I had Lindros one year. Then I had Bure a couple years. Then I had Rolston a lot of years. Rolston played center, and then Jokinen mostly. So I'm really more used to lefties.
Yeah, makes sense.
I had some good righties though. There were a couple years I had Theoren Fleury and Milan Hayjuk.
No, the missile.
I had the missile for a while. I can't remember. I think they overlapped. There were a couple times I was trying Fleury at right wing. I had those years with like Alfie was on the bench, like when he was just starting out, but he was like 4 speed, 5 agility, like decent. So I'd have him playing sometimes and move over Fleury to the center.
I forgot you had Alfie. Eh? How many teams has Alfie been on? Like Salvo had him, I had him, you had him. Caden now has him. Ultra, I believe, had him, or I think.
Didn't Sutton have him?
Sutton might have had Alfie. I mean, I feel like he's been on at least like 6-7 teams at this point.
He might be one of the
guys. Crab. Like I traded him to Crab, so he had a year on Crab's team.
That's right. I wonder if he would be the most moved player.
Bondra's got to be up there. Like who are the guys that have been moved the most in the league? I feel Alfie's got to be up there.
I would think so. Like if you just named off 6 or 7 teams.
I think it's easy 6 or 7 teams. Yeah. I mean, he's got a couple years left too. Caden will probably dump him in the offseason. So.
Who else would be on that list? Like, did Roenick? Because Roenick started with Sammy Smith, so he must have
got moved around. Yeah, he was. I mean, Red had him.
It wouldn't be 7 though.
I had him. Wolf had him. No, it wouldn't be 7. I don't think. No.
Who are some of the guys that Wolf had? The Missile, he's been on only a few. I think me and.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Martin St. Louis, he's only on a couple. Pavel Bure, he was on Sumter. He got traded to me. Then he went to G-Lock. I think that might be it, right? No, then he went to Red.
He went to Red, yeah, for that last year.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that'd be a cool list to go through.
Alfie might be number 1. The most passed around guys. There might also be like some low-level guys who got moved around a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sutton says Mr. Tex had JR too, so he's probably been on 5 or 6 teams.
Mr. Tex, yeah, that's when he was crushing, yeah.
the best team.
Did you see he's back? He's back in the Hats League. Like he's got to get back in our league. I can't believe he's still around in the community. That's amazing.
Yeah, he's something else. Like there's some characters in this group.
Tex is an absolute beauty. Let's get that guy back for sure. Like
you met him, right, in Toronto?
Yeah, I met him at the Dark Side Tourney. He was an odd dude. Like he was, yeah. I didn't even. Yeah, he was definitely an odd dude. Like he came across as weird, but I don't know, something about that guy I enjoyed.
I should go back and find his DMs to me that season.
He was very passionate. Yeah, he would like send me DMs like after his games and stuff, like breaking it down, and he was like super into it. So I think he just disappeared.
He would always. After he would score 7 goals with Roenick against like some person who's never played before, then he would DM me like I should even just open them now and find some. They were hilarious. Like he'd be like, "Oh, Roenick scored 7 goals tonight. It was beautiful. You should watch this." It was like I don't know why he thought that I would really care about like his goal scoring prowess. I was just kind of amazed by this guy.
What season was that? We had Tex, we had Comical Font, we had I think Golfer Gibb, Tuck Toyak, Caden, and Salvo. I want to say they all joined the same season.
It must.
And then we had the tiers. Like what season would that have been? Like 5 or something?
I'm just looking at the messages from Mr. Tex here. They were in February of 2023. So two years ago. I don't know, man. That's a long time ago.
It was early on. Like it was early on in this, but I think they all joined the same time, and like that was that crazy year where he was he dominated tier 4, and then he was like, wasn't he like the 1 seed or something crazy, or the?
Yeah, he was the 1 seed going into the playoffs. What an awesome decision to have tiers, and they just like got to go. He just ran up the scores and got number one.
Didn't he lose? Like, I think Richfield might have beat him first round, or did he beat Richfield? I forget. I feel like they were like a 1-8 matchup, but
if I had to guess, I think he lost, but I'm not sure.
yeah, I think you're right. I think Richfield would have beat him, but yeah, that's pretty funny.
I have one message here. This is like in the middle of a huge conversation. He says, "Prime time, we're going tonight." I guess I was playing him. And the next message is, "Ouch, ass kicked, LOL."
Oh man, yeah, that guy's good shit. We should bring him back. I mean, Klein was saying last time he wanted more of the like 15th ranked guys entering the league. And it's like I feel like Tex would slide right in that group. You know, he'd be like, I don't know. Actually, he was a good offensive player. He could score, but
yeah,
defense was a bit rough.
I don't know. I really don't know if he would be that good.
I mean, after 2 years, probably not, but.
This one is funny. I'm exhausted. I played 16 games today. Like, this is just like randomly. He hasn't messaged me in like a week. I'm exhausted. Played 16 games today. Lost a few too, which doesn't make me happy.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, like I guess we were like good buds. I didn't even know it.
Comical was a good one too. Like, she would just crush, like run up the score but then would get like that one season, I think it was the next year after she was like running up the scores, then like she just started to get destroyed and quit mid-year after being all hyped up the year before. There's a lot of people that just don't like to lose, I guess. Like they start losing and they're just completely done.
Yeah, it would be really neat to have. I don't know how it would work with the rosters, but to have like, Ultra's vision at one point was the like almost like the Premier League, in English football, like 2 divisions or 3 divisions and have some relegation and stuff. And I think that would be really cool.
Yeah. You need a lot. You need a lot of people though, no?
Oh yeah, you'd have to have 20 or 25 in each at least, to make it worth it.
Right.
You wouldn't want to have 8 and 7 or something, but it would be like if you could get another, like say all the guys who have not been in the league forever, if they all came back and you had another 25 guys, and you could have a tier 2 kind of thing.
For sure. I actually think it would work. Like I actually think his idea, I didn't really like it at the time, but it was decent, I think, if people would have stuck through it. Like, I don't know. I know like golfer Gibb just got tired of getting crushed. Like, he had a couple games, I think, against like Richfield and Pitt. Like he lost like 10-0 and he was just like, fuck, why am I playing? Yeah. Just like fair, So he actually enjoyed the tiers, I think. I'm not sure about Tuktoy what he really thought, but
I don't know. Any human being doesn't want to go and get fucking smoked. Like, I don't know enough. Like, I remember our slow pitch teams. Like, even you played with us a few times. Like, we had to play in this league. We were called the Cubs, and like we were the team. Like, I'm pretty decent ball player, but the rest of most of the players on the team never really play before. It was like a beer league team. But this league that we played in here was like super serious. Like there were guys who like played like men's hardball, like not professionally, but like way up, and they had like awesome teams. And we would go and get just destroyed. It would be like 37-0 or 36-2, and like games like this, like we'd stand in the outfield and they had 10-run cap innings. We'd stand in the outfield like just hoping they got their 10th run come in so we can get out of there. It was brutal, and like. Then at the end of the season, they'd have like the D division group of like the bottom 6 teams, and we'd play a little playoff round robin against just those teams and then the finals. And like, it was so much more fun,
Yeah.
It's nobody likes getting smoked.
Yeah. I mean, I see the vision. Didn't really pan out. And also, like, there's not that many people in that level. Like, I guess everyone that's been lower tiers have eventually dropped out. Right, like,
but like, is it chicken or egg? Like, it's hard to know. Like, would golfer Gibbs still be in the league if he was playing in the Champions League at second level and getting third every season and playing in the playoffs and winning?
Yeah, I mean, probably not. He probably wants to see some progress as well, right?
You'd have guys coming up every season, like 2 teams or something, and getting destroyed and dropping back.
Yeah, I know that's a thing. Like you basically just have to improve. Like you have to be like committed enough to it where like someone like Crab who's like going to put in the time and just like slowly improve.
Yeah.
I think that's like a perfect, like he's gonna eventually get to that next tier. Like he is actually quite quickly getting to that, a little bit too quickly, but um, yeah, I mean, like that's kind of the type of person, which I think is quite rare.
So I've heard a few people say this, that in order to get better, you got to play the best players, and that's the only way to get better, or that's the best way to get better. You got to play the best players and take your lumps, and that's how you learn. I'm not sure that I believe that. What do you think about, like, are you better if you're Crab? Are you better to play, the bottom 10 guys 3 times more, or are you better to play the top guys? How do you learn?
I mean, I think at Crab's level now, probably playing the top guys helps more, but I think if you're below his level, I don't think it's really helpful. Like I don't think it's helpful for Don Don to come in and play like the top guys. I mean, he's going to pick up a few tricks, but you got to be able to actually have like time to practice your moves. So I don't know. I think if Don Don was playing like the traditional like tier 4 group, he would then be mid pack with that and actually like get to work on some of his moves. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
That's how I feel. I feel like, so like I think about, so when I stopped playing goalie and I started playing forward in like rec hockey, the problem that I had is I never had time to do what I needed to do.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to think, and I needed time. I couldn't stick handle and look look around at the same time. So like I didn't have time to do anything. So I was always so rushed that I don't think I developed at all. And I think it's the same thing. Like if I'm playing Don Don, he's not, when he gets the puck, which is very limited, he's not having time to do things that he needs to do to get better.
Right.
Unless, I'm sitting back letting him do stuff. So I don't think it's helpful he could play me 1,000 times. I don't think he'll get better just from the reps like that. There's no question about that, but I think he'd be better off playing 1,000 games against a computer or playing 1,000 games against guys his own level.
Yeah, I think you're right for sure. Yeah, it's tough. Like, but I don't know. You see someone like Crab, and like he was the second worst team his first season, right? And he's now. I mean, he's just putting in the time. I don't know if he's playing computer. I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, I don't know. He's kind of proving that he can compete against the best players for sure. So
yeah, that's a good example of like the other approach. And he told us that when he was on our guest, like that playing the better players really helps him, and that's what he loved about the pure league is that he's playing only the better players. So right. Maybe I'm just totally wrong. It's possible.
I think I'm in agreement with you, but I mean Yoda is I mean his record is still not good, but he is improving. It's just tough to like bump his record up from that level, like.
Sutton says, why are the hosts... Sorry, guys, I haven't been reading the comments. It's on a different computer. Why are the hosts ignoring the comments? Bell sounds like the wolf tonight. Which Bell? Must be Nathan. Sutton says,
listen.
Brag. Listen. Let me tell you about the missile. Humble brag. Oh, Sutton's very big in favor of kind of tiered play, I guess. Bottom 10, then move up to the middle 10. Et cetera.
Even in our current league?
Well, it's never clear. Like, how do you read the sentence and know what he's talking about? What do you think?
I mean, I don't think I don't know. I think like tiered league in general makes some sense. I like it. I'm a proponent, but I don't think a tier league in our current league makes any sense because I don't think there's, what do we have? 4 guys that are a lower tier right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think that by the time, like, even when you do these rankings, it's like you very, very quickly get to Richfield, Autobahn, like, yeah. And those guys are good players. It's like, I would say there's probably, I don't know, off the top of my head, 25 guys who are like really good.
Yeah.
Maybe not really good, but are good,
That are all like in the same like level, right? Can win on any any given day. So yeah, I don't think tiers really make sense with our current league at all. I mean, yeah, unless you want to just have the bottom. But I think Ultra was kind of trying that. I think with he like brought up having the shitty bill for the bottom four or whatever. I mean, I think he wants that, and I can see his point. I don't think it's gonna fly because people get outraged whenever like shitty bill, like then whenever that comes up, people just lose it. Um, but I do kind of see his point for that. It would be nice to like, I mean, Sagathon posted that article in the like Baytown Times, the ones that Jerry used to write,
Yeah.
and it was like recapping his shitty bill series against Gaelic Gopher, and it was like, yeah, that's kind of that was kind of cool that he like that's like kind of big for that team, right? Like if he can win even a shitty bill series, like that is a step forward.
Yeah.
So I do think there is. I mean, I'm a proponent of it. I like to just see like playoff series, and even if it is shitty bill, like I think the league's competitive enough where that is quite enjoyable. But I don't know. I just think the outcry is too much, really.
No, I'm with you absolutely. There'd be 16 teams now that aren't going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, I think what Ultra was saying was more like, you pick the bottom guys and let them play off, which is also cool because if you just put it in a 16 team shitty bill right now, you'd have like Don playing whoever just missed the playoffs, which might be
Whoever it was. G-Lock was the first one last, right?
And now we've added LHX and Sunnyvale. Like there's going to be 4, 5, 6 like teams that could be in the playoffs and might like Sugar Valley would just destroy in first round. So, maybe there's something to it, or maybe there's a way to do like, I don't know, like almost like shitty bill play-ins just with the bottom,
Yeah. No, that's actually probably a good call, just so they get like a series against themselves. Like, but I think it also needs to be like not worth that much. I mean, it can help with all. I think it's. I don't know. It honestly it makes a bit more sense with the lottery than it did with just giving them the first pick because it's like, that just promoted tanking. But if it's it just increases your odds by a little bit. I don't know. I don't really see the harm in that. Maybe I'm missing something with that, but
no, I think I agree. I think like you're right. If you win the shitty bill and you get your odds go up from 6% to 10% or something, then there's a benefit, and plus people will play for pride. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, like I just think playoff series are like it's the best part about this. Some of these regular season games are just kind of like they get a bit boring, but the playoffs are great. Like playing a series is so good.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think
absolutely, and that's how you get better too. You play the same guy 7 times.
For sure.
It's like if you're gonna set up a series, like who would be like, let's say Jer and Yoda, that'd be a really good series, and it'd be fun to watch. And those guys would, they'd pick up a lot from each other playing 7 games like that.
Yeah.
No, I think.
Yeah, I'm a proponent, but I don't think like I know Nips and Klein just like the mention of shitty bill they'll be pretty upset. So I can't see it like passing, but I wonder how it would if we put it to a vote. Like, would people want that or what? Like, what do you think the consensus would be in the league?
Oh, I think it would be majority win of that would want it.
That would want it. Yeah.
I don't even think it'd be a close vote.
Interesting. Okay.
I would expect that the no vote would include, like, I don't know, Nips, Puss, Klein. You'd get a few guys just being, ornery. But I think it would be maybe you might get 6 or 7 no's. Because what other the people who are playing in it aren't going to vote no because they all would like it. I would think. I'm just assuming. I don't know, but like, why wouldn't you?
I would think so too.
The guys who didn't want to play it after they didn't make the playoffs and felt that they should have made the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's only just a handful of guys.
Yeah, I would think so, but I don't know. I'd be interested because there is something to be said of like, all right, my season's over. Like now I can just kind of chill too. Like I kind of get that, but I think I'd still like to play for something.
Well,
some of those shitty Bill series were awesome back in the day. Like Pink and Wolf, like they got to the final. Audubon got to the finals a couple times. Like those were great series.
Well, remember when Elkel made his run his last season?
Yeah,
like,
right.
We were
that was
all
awesome.
watching it. We had the group chats going on. Like we were all pumped for that. That was
Didn't he beat Moses? I think he knocked Moses out.
He knocked Moses out. He made it all the way to the finals, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. Like I just think it's more enjoyable, and it's even like it just brings like more excitement. Playoff time. I think playoff time's great, but after that first round, when people get beat out, there's only 8 teams left. It kind of excitement wanes a little bit. So yeah, I don't know. I'd be a proponent of bringing it back, but it can't be for top lottery odds. Like it's got to be just a. I don't know how you do it, but I'm sure Sutton can figure it out. He'd have some. He'd have some ideas, like just add a bit to the lottery odds for whatever you would have had, maybe, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that would make some sense. Like if you're in your seed 14, so you're getting 2% odds or whatever it is, just bump it up a bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Percentage off the top 5 guys and give it extra 5% to the shitty bill winner.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely a proponent of that. So, all right, let's bring it to the gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper. So who's
item one? Shitty bill returns.
Well, let's call it a snap vote right now. Like I see on the chat, we have Sutton, Nips, G-Lock, Sumter. At least it says 7 people, but let's see those people. What do you guys think? Would you vote for or against the shitty bill return if it did not mean they get the first pick, but they just get a boost on their lottery odds?
Nips will be first. Yes, he's in.
And Nips is in? Nips just said he's worried about tanking. And then Sumter is just trashing me. I don't know why. He just seems bitter tonight for some reason. He says, I feel like Sean can't stop talking about how bad Don plays. Another one. Sean really likes to make Don sound like he's the worst player in the community. Sorry, Don. I wasn't intending to make you sound like you're the worst player in the community. Although, to be fair to me, Don is minus 125 over 28 games. Let's see So G-Lock supports. He's the only one who voted. These guys like to chime in, but they don't want to give their opinions. So G-Lock's in favor. There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a vote worthy proposal. We haven't had a vote in a while, so let's get some action back in the league.
Yeah. Sutton says, "Quit fixing non-problems."
Yeah, I mean, well, then we also just wouldn't make any changes to the league, which.
Who we need is where's our champion? The champion among men. I think he's here now too. We need him to propose it. As
the multi-sport champ, yeah.
Yeah, the guy's carrying all the belts. Segathon, you've got to bring forward the new proposal to the gatekeeper.
Yeah, should have to go through Segathon he's the vetting just for the gatekeeper.
Yeah, so they're all saying they would vote for it, if it meant, but not
if it wasn't the pick. Except I mean, I think you could still tank, but it's like if it's not for top odds, it's like, I mean, are you gonna like if someone really wants to fucking lose all those games and do it, like it's like is that really worth your time? Like who's losing in that battle? Like I think it's the person who's tanking, right? Like,
well, also if the shitty bill was the bottom 16 teams, it's not gonna matter if you tank. Like there's enough good players. So like let's say like it's you, Nate. You're like, I'm gonna get into the shitty bill next year, so I get an extra 5% of my lottery odds.
Right.
You would lose a bunch of games. Sure, you'd get, let's say you're the 11th seed out of the shitty bill teams. You still gotta beat there's a bunch of good players.
Yeah, no, there's no like walk through shitty bill at this point. Like there's like look at the standings. Like there's not many. How many series would be like a guaranteed win in that? Like 2, 3?
Oh, I don't think 3. Like I think your first round might be.
Yeah. I just mean like even players. Yeah, my first round would be, and then after that, it's like no, they're.
I think by the time every series. Yeah, the final 8 guys left in the shitty bill. There's not gonna be an easy matchup out of that bunch.
Right. And so it's like if someone wants to tank into that, and then like, I just. like that's such a waste of time through the whole year to not even, for the chance to get an extra 5%, let's say, to win the shitty bill. I mean, I just don't see it. Like,
Yeah, I
I just
mean,
don't see why you put yourself through that, to be honest. Like,
right. And if guys are gonna do that, they're gonna do that anyway.
you're gonna do it anyway, right? Yeah, it's not gonna change anything. Like,
No, if anything, it'll make it probably less likely to bother tanking as hard. You could just tank to the 14th seed and try to win.
right? So,
No, I think it makes sense. All right, where's our gatekeeper? Oh, even Nips. Fine.
Nips is in.
I vote for the shitty bill. He's in. So there might not be any dissent other than Klein, I guess. Puss will follow Nips' lead.
Klein, yeah, if Klein's in it, he'll just quit for sure. Like, didn't he? I think that's how it stopped last time. Klein was in the shitty bill, and he just said, "Nope, we're not doing this."
That's exactly what happened. He was like,
"That's how it ended."
I'm not doing it. If I miss the playoffs, I'm not playing the shitty bill, and it just ended.
Which is fair. Like, people can just opt out if they don't want to play, and give the other people, they just get a bye. Like, I think that's a totally fair point too. Like, if I'm busy and I don't have time, then like whatever, man. Like,
right.
It's obviously not an option for the Brutal playoffs. Like, that's bullshit. But for the shitty bill, absolutely.
Yeah, because you don't lose anything. Just
you don't lose anything. Yeah, you just all right. The person gets a bye, right? Like.
Yeah, Sutton says, I remember Sean Bell telling me he was going to finish 8th in the 99 in the queue. So that's a whole different discussion. We had our queue draft today. And
what's 8th? What do you mean?
Because there's 8 teams make the playoffs. So I was thinking a lot about what Segathon told us when he was on our show, that he aims for the last seed in the playoffs.
Oh, right.
To get the better draft. So this year, not that I totally threw games, but I didn't really pay much attention to some of them and ended up in 7th. So I got pick number 8 in the draft, which was...
How many teams are in the queue?
16 were in the draft today, but that's with one new guy. Maryland Mike's buddy has joined the queue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw him get added to the groups. Nice.
Yeah. So I haven't seen him play, or I don't think he's played a game yet, but he already traded his first round pick in 1999. This was the 1997 draft. So he traded his first round pick in 1999 to none other than GMDS.
So, for who?
A whole list of guys, basically. But pretty much like GMDS's entire second line.
Oh, yeah.
So, the classic trade, like just I don't need any of these guys. They're all my backups. Take them all. And
right.
Actually, so then he got a 1998 first, I think, too. So it wasn't a horrible trade at all.
Right.
It was a bold move and a smart move on Sutton's part, of course, because you're going to take that gamble any day of the week.
Right.
But, maybe the guy's good. Who knows? Hopefully he's good. Anyway, yeah.
So who won the queue last time? Like, it was, semis last time I saw. Like, I saw Puss and Caden played in the semis. I think I saw stream.
Caden beat Puss.
Okay.
I think in 6. And now Caden and I are lined up for the finals on Sunday night.
Who'd you beat in the semis?
I beat NIU.
Oh, that was the semis. Okay.
That was the semis. Segathon was first round, then NIU, and then, now it's Caden and I. And Caden, we were in the finals last time, and he beat me in 7. So this is a rematch.
So you're the 7 seed? What's Caden?
He was the first seed.
Oh, shit.
But the standings were awesome. Like, let me see if I can pull them up. It was like so close. Yeah, here they are. So Caden, there's 26 games in the season. Caden ended up with 36 points. He won 14, lost 7, tied 1, 3 overtime wins. Oh yeah, we have overtime wins in the queue.
He's the 1 seed at 14-7?
Oh, actually, this is messed up. Even the percentages is messed up because of these overtime wins. So he was more like 17-7. Okay. He's the 1 seed.
Oh, overtime! You got overtime wins in there too.
Oh yeah, nice. And it screwed up the whole percent chart, so now you can't tell. But okay, so here's the points. Let me just read this out. 1 seed Caden, 36 points. 2 seed Segathon, 36 points. They were tied.
Segathon with the 2. Wow.
3 seed NIU, 34 points. 4 seed Brandon Audubon, 33 points.
Oh, shit. Okay.
5 seed Puss, 33 points. They were tied. 6, 7, and 8 seed, that's Maryland Mike, me, and Chalky. We were all tied at 32 points. Damn. And then Nips and Wolf were tied at 30 points as the.
So Nips missed playoffs?
Nips and Wolf missed by like 1 win.
Holy shit, that's tight.
Yeah, it's so tight. 32, like 30. So separating 8 seed from 1 is 4 points.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good. Like, it's really
Interesting.
good. Everybody, Magnus, like Sutton had 23, Krav had 21, Magnus had 16, and then Yoda had 6.
Wow. Interesting.
So like super tight. It's really good league, and some of the teams, like the teams that maybe lose more, have like all-star rosters, which helps as well.
Yeah, he's got to have stacked rosters with only 16, eh?
Well, they had less before. So Caden joined 1 year, got an expansion team, and then I joined 1 year and got an expansion team. And the rest of the guys, I don't know. There must have been some teams leave or something. I'm not really sure, but like
Sumter's not in that?
no, yeah, Ultra's in it. He got
No, Sumter.
Sumter's in it, but he took a break. I think he wasn't in the last season. He was the champ
Okay.
though for a couple seasons. I think he won the
Yeah, I thought he
previous
won a
two. I
couple.
think, yeah. And then he took a break, and Caden won the break season. That was my first time back in it.
Okay.
It's pretty good though. It's the draft went smooth today. Caden ran the draft. It was like very well organized. Yeah, really really good.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I had eighth pick, so that's what I was saying. I'm gonna try to do that every year in the queue, just sneak into the playoffs.
Yo, the Sagathon method, eh?
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm going for now. I'm not exactly sure how easy it's gonna be, because especially if it's that close, like it's a bit of a gamble.
Wow, that's crazy.
Anyway, what you looked at the standings? What are you thinking for season 14? What stood out to you over the first little bit of the season here?
I mean, NJ Killer for sure. That's the biggest one that stands out.
And Jay Killer, I was gonna flag him too. Like that, this is something else.
Yeah.
Have we seen a guy do this before?
Well, what's this? His third year or second?
This would be his
Second?
third year.
This is
Is it?
third year. I mean, I don't. Yeah, like
Who does he have on his roster? I think
he's got a stacked forward line. He's got Gagne and
Nicholas
what Backstrom
Backstrom.
or something.
Yeah, so Backstrom was his one draft pick. Maybe he's
Gagne
only
got in the draft, like in the expansion draft, and then he got Stahl from GMDS.
and then he's got Jacob Voracek. This is the one he picked this past draft.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
he's only been in. This must be his third season. He's had 2 drafts. Backstrom would have been a very high pick, like fourth or fifth.
Yeah. I think he was fifth.
And then Voracek, I don't know what he was this year, 8th, 9th, 10th, something like that. So his team is not like, his defense are terrible.
His defense are terrible. You got Volkun though,
Vokun,
and he's just like a really good defensive player. I mean, all of his games have been like low scoring, like 2-1. You know, those type of games. He's only given up 27 goals in 22 games. I'm just looking at it now.
wow, that's good.
I mean, we'll see. Like he's
Who's he played?
yeah, he's got a lot of tough games. Like
So he played. I'm just looking at his chart.
played me, played Wolf.
He beat Wolf and he tied with Wolf. He swept Krav, got swept by Ticklepuss.
He split with
Audubon.
me, I think.
He swept Sutton. I mean, he hasn't played the hardest lineup.
No. I mean, looking at it, it seems like it looks really good. He's only 3 points up on G-Lock.
Yeah, his record's 11-5, 5-1. I mean, that's okay. I mean, I was thinking
It's
it would be
solid.
like
It's
11-5.
solid. It's better than I thought it would be for sure.
Yeah, but I'm looking at the list. So like looking at the list that he played. I mean, that's a big. He tied and beat Wolf. That's a big win for him. Sweeping Krav is really really impressive.
Yeah.
He split with Audubon, which is impressive. He swept Sutton, which is impressive, and he won and tied against Ultra. Again, like that's
Yeah.
that's really good. And then he split.
Those are the games he needs to. Yeah, that's the games he needs, right? Like,
So yeah, I mean, he lost a point to Yoda. He tied.
I just think he's got a pretty high floor because he doesn't let in goals. Like he reminds me a lot of how Ellis was like a few seasons ago. He plays very similarly to that. Super stingy on defense. Like you can't get much on him at all. His goalie plays good. He's not that dynamic of a scorer, but he's going to be in every game. So I think he'll be right on that bubble. Like I wouldn't be shocked if he still misses playoffs. I mean, after playing him, I was like, yeah, he seems like a playoff team. Like he's good. But just with these extra guys joining, I could see him being right on that bubble.
Right. He's going to have to get, like, say, 3 out of 4 points or something against Ben Salem, against Jair. For sure.
He's going to have to win those ones for sure. I don't think.
Double wins on those ones. And then it's the guys like Gophers, Ellis, Clinton.
Yeah.
Those games, if he can get a couple sweeps out of those, he might make the playoffs.
Yeah. Agreed. And it's just like getting those points off of, if you can get a split with you or get a point off you, a point off Nips. Like, I think he might have tied Nips, I want to say, or at least got into OT.
He got an OTL against Nips.
Like, those points they add up, like they're.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think he's a pretty solid player. Like, he's got I could see him sneaking in 15 spots, something like that. But
so think back in terms of the history here. Like, who in their third season, who would have been taking? Like, this would be a pretty significant jump. He was in the bottom grouping last year.
Yeah, to jump from the bottom. Well, no, he wasn't though, right? Because he had the run at the end of the year. Like, I think he finished, let's say, like 19th or something.
Oh, well, you know what I can do? I can go to my historical.
Yeah, go check that. I think he was like in that range.
Oh, there was a problem. Please call the spreadsheet owner.
Oh, no.
You are trying to edit a protected cell. All I'm trying to do is change and find the league standing. So, not awesome. Yeah, I can't do anything. Oh, when we first needed.
I mean, he definitely went on a run because we were like, why would he keep winning these games? Remember, we said that, I think, on one of the pods because he was like charging up the standings.
Right.
And I think he passed Audubon late in the year. He passed. So, I mean, third season. It's hard to. I don't really remember when guys.
I mean, Crabtree.
Like when Sutton and NIU played, like when they joined the league. Like, I doubt either of them made playoffs first 2 years, maybe. Like, Sutton might have second year.
Sutton, when did you first make the playoffs? What season was it for you?
I'm going to say third if I had to guess. Like, it's similar trajectory, I would say, to Sutton.
Yeah, that's interesting. If that's true, that Sutton didn't make it for 3 seasons, that's probably a pretty good model for somebody like this because he improved a lot.
Like, Sutton became a playoff lock. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he made it off the start, but I'm pretty sure he was in Shitty Bill those first couple of years, like first 2 years maybe, if there even was Shitty Bill at that time. I'm not sure.
Then you've got a guy like, say, Salvo. He improved quickly at the beginning. Really got locked down on his goalie. Became a playoff team and then just fell backwards.
Yeah.
So there's that precedent that could happen too, where they a guy. Like, you start to lock down certain elements, and I think NJ Killer I haven't played him yet, so I'm just talking out of my ass, but, like, seems like he's figuring out the goal, he's figuring out the defense, kind of like Salvo did.
For sure.
But at some point...
But he's got more, like, offense or something. Like, he's got some moves and stuff. He plays 94, so he's got, like... Yeah, I just think he has, like, more offensive skill than Salvo did.
Yeah, fair enough. And then that makes me think of the other guy who we don't talk about enough is Hoth. Like,
I mean, for sure.
He joined, and I wish we could open up the historical database because he joined the same year as Salvo, and I don't know when it would have been that he made the playoffs, but it was probably like his third season.
He made the first year he was in it, wasn't he? Because he was the tier 4.
That was the tiers, yeah.
But like an actual player, I mean, yeah. He might have made it right off the start. Like, I don't know if he's missed playoffs.
I think you're right. That he was in the third tier. I remember that. That was the year Alcal started, and he was in the third tier, and I think he did make the playoffs.
Fourth tier, no? Wasn't there 4?
Or there was 4. I thought he was in third. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But anyway, I mean, I don't think he wasn't a legitimate playoff team at that point. But then he got...
No, but I think even by second year he was, like... Because he had those series versus, like, I want to say Richfield or Puss that he, like, took him to the brink.
Yeah, the Puss series was the first one I remember. That Puss series, actually, I wonder what that was. I wish he was on. I wonder what that was for him, like, season 2, season 3, I don't know. But that was remember Puss scored, like, with... I think he scored 2 goals in the last 30 seconds of Game 7 to win.
Right. I think that would have been like year 3 for Caden. I don't know if Caden's ever missed playoffs. That first year, like, again, he was playing whatever tier he was in, so that was a bit inflated. But I'm not sure he's ever missed it. Like I think he was ahead of this curve is kind of I guess the point I'm getting at. But similar like yeah, that would be the model for sure.
Well, so that if that is let's say Caden is the guy that we're saying would be like the gold standard of a guy who joined the league not really. I think like like us or like the guys who played all the time before is a different story. But say Caden, if Caden's a guy who didn't play NHL 95 that much, joined the league and in 3 seasons, if it was,
Yeah, totally.
was like giving Puss a run for his money. I think NJ Killer is nowhere near that, or maybe I'm wrong. Like maybe he is.
I mean, I think he'd be an underdog if he made the playoffs first round. It would be a pretty big shock if he were to win a series. But I mean, playing him, he was I don't know, man, he was good. Like
Yeah,
it
that's
wasn't
interesting. I'm looking forward to playing
he's
him.
legitimately good for sure.
I'm really looking forward to that because that seems like thinking about it in terms of Hoth. That seems crazy, but I mean Hoth did it, and he just kept getting better.
Yeah.
We should do like a most improved of all time kind of thing because that's an interesting one, and like some of the guys we give a lot of credit to, like, and I don't mean this to sound negative, it probably will, but like Ellis, we give him a ton of credit for like his improvements,
Yeah.
and we don't mention a guy like Hoth, but like
No.
Hoth is the second best guy in the league at half these years now, compared to a guy who's still struggling to get in the playoffs. Like it's just like I think he's just really underrated or underappreciated.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right for sure. He's now just like in that upper tier that we don't really consider that.
But there's nobody else in that upper tier who was at one point like not knowing how to play.
No, I mean NIU is kind of an example of that though. Like he's climbing into that. I mean you can't put him there now, but he's not too far off.
That's really true, and he's a different example. Like he took like how many seasons before he was like in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
I mean he's put in the time. He's definitely put in the time. Like
And he was also never bad enough to. I think he might have won a shitty bill.
yeah, he might have. I think that's how we got Vinny.
Yeah, that's right. But like after that, and I think the shitty bill was gone soon after he started. So comparing him to like Wolf, another guy who has improved quite a bit, Wolf has had so many more assets to deal with because of the shitty bill.
Right.
Like from the early years of the shitty bill, he had so much, and he's been able to turn those into good players and trade.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he built his roster that, and then when he lost the draft pick, and then ended up getting the first pick anyway, or whatever, got Thornton or whatever, and that's. I mean, he's had like a number of. He had the Sedin. He had. Did he draft Chara? Or I guess he might have traded him for Chara.
He traded Sedin for Chara from.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a lot of top guys from the shitty bill. Like those. I mean, yeah, even Sumter too, right? Like he got those guys through the shitty bill.
Richfield.
Like there is like kind of a huge advantage to like there were those few years in there where yeah probably NIU, Sumter, Wolf. I'm not sure who else won. I think Richfield won one. Audubon might have.
Magnus did, but he had already traded all of his picks.
Yeah, maybe it's trading it.
I think Salvo.
Yeah, I mean I think that's like huge, right? Like that just like sets up the franchise.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, but what I'm trying to say about NIU is that after that 1 year he got Vinny, he was never there again. So he's kind of had to build a roster without having those assets.
Yeah,
Now
for sure.
his roster's starting to fall off, and he had an okay roster, but it was never amazing. But he's still improved, and to your point earlier, he's putting in the time. He's playing in all the leagues. He won the Peer League his first season there.
Yeah, that's amazing to me. That's really like that's a huge accomplishment. First year to win that after not playing auto before, like damn.
Yeah, he's hard to stop. Like his offense, I mean, we talked about it last week. His offense is so good. So in an auto, it's just no. It's very difficult to stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a guy too that's improved, but that's a different model than the like fast jump. And then you have the other guys like who kind of improved and then just plateaued, like Jer. I see on the thing they're saying. I guess we were Wolf. Sumter says NJ Killer Love reminds me of the time Wolf and Klein couldn't get off Jer's nuts. And I think that's kind of an interesting, another different example where Jerry improved, played a lot of games, joined the queue,
Yeah.
and then he just kind of hit a wall and he could never get past it. And then he's just slowly fading away, I think, into oblivion. Would be
Yeah. I mean, he just seems like slightly worse than that next tier.
but he's not getting any better at this stage, is he? Like I haven't played him this year, but
I haven't played him this year either, but I don't know. I always like have like 1-0 games with him. Like he's a solid player. He's just like a bit. He's like slightly below that tier, I would say. Which then it's just tough to get enough wins, right? I mean, I just think he's a guy that would benefit from. He reminds me of like where Gamby was when Gamby left. Like Jair is right in that range of like, he might be able to win a shitty Bill series if there was one.
He might be able to upset somebody in the shitty bill. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like he could, right? I think he's like good enough to do that, but he's not. He's not. He's just too far away from the playoffs. Like there's too many guys to pass. So
Yeah, and he's not at the level that, let's say, like the bubble level, which I'm looking at probably right now is like Minnesota, Audubon, Richfield. Like it's funny that those three guys are all there, but G-Lock, Sugar Valley, Ultra. Not sure who else would meet. Providence seems to never. I always think he should be there, but he just gets in every time. Maybe LHX and Sunnyvale now. Like I'm not sure where they're gonna end up, but like that group, maybe Ellis.
Ellis for sure. Yeah. There's just so many guys. Like
So many guys. Like that's a huge group. So to say for Jair, you got to leapfrog like 6 of those guys.
yeah,
That's really hard. I mean, I guess that's where you will see if New Jersey Killer can do that and get into the 15th seed or 16th seed. I'll be so impressed. But I would I wouldn't bet on it. I think the odds are like who knows.
Maybe. Odds are probably against that, but I don't know. He put himself in position for sure. Those wins over Crab, over Ultra, over Sutton, like those are huge, huge wins.
Yeah, and you're right about the point against Nips, like those little points that you get once in a while that really change things.
I mean, think of the last couple of years. It's come down to the final points. There's like 1 point separating those final couple of teams, especially if teams drop out and you just lose games at the end too.
Well, it's true, and then a not like a 4-month season like this, which I'm glad we're doing, but it's going to be interesting because you're going to have guys who like games you don't even remember playing that are going to have such an impact, and now it feels so far away, so it's like hard to feel like urgency about it. But different than like the Pure, where it's like if you lose, you get swept in a night in the Pure, you're never going to make the playoffs.
Right.
This one, it doesn't feel that way because it's like, oh, that's September, like that's a long time away, but people are going to look back and be like, oh, damn it, I lost a point here that I shouldn't have lost or whatever. Now I'm out of
Right.
Which is cool. That's what we want to have. That's the kind of like playoff chase excitement that is good for the league.
Yeah, this should be good. This should be a good year. I'm excited to follow it this year.
Anybody else standing out to you early in the season?
Yeah, Audubon lost 2 to me, 2 to Unholy. And it's like, man, he needs some points out of those. And it's like I scored in the last minute or something the one game. Like it's like I just think he's on that bubble, and that would have been huge to get splits in those, or at least 3 points out of those or something. So I think that'll come back to haunt him. It's just tough to make up those points, right? So
yeah, he right now he's played 8 games only, so he's 2 wins, 5 losses, and 1 tie.
And it's early, like I don't think it's like make or break or anything. I just think those getting some points out of those series are huge, and I think that hurts. Crab got back to 500, which is pretty disappointing. He started off like 2-6, so
right now he's 6-6 with 2 overtime losses.
Got a couple. He split Pink, he split Puss. I think I don't know. He's kind of on track, unfortunately.
It'll be interesting to see if he can make the playoffs too. Like that's a guy who he's just put in the time and he's improving. So that interesting to see him get up to 6-6, and he has of course no motivation to lose since you have his pick.
Yeah, totally.
That'll be an interesting one. Sutton is 6-9, 0-1.
Yeah,
and I think he was my pick for the tankathon, which obviously
what's your pick for the tank? He said he's not tanking.
He said he's not tanking, and I don't, I believe him.
I don't think he will. Yeah, I was watching some of his games. He was in some battles. Like it's just no easy games. He said his team's slower this year, so. That's a hole to dig yourself out of. Like that's.
Well, that's what I mean. Like he's like even he hasn't played. It's still early.
But I mean, you go 4-0. You get 4 wins and you're right back in it. So
last year it was basically 600 you had to be at to get in the playoffs. I think the one guy was just slightly under 5 something. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it was close to 600. So like you're right, 4-0, you're back to 500, but that's the 4 wins that you're already banking on. You got to go 4-0 against teams that you're not expecting to win, I guess, to really make up these games. Like looking at the teams that he's played. So you swept them, although he got a point on the OTL. He beat Don Don twice. He split with Jair. Like, that loss to Jair is really gonna hurt. And then he gets swept by Wolf, and both in regulation. Like, those are the kind of games
tough.
That can sink you if you get swept on those ones. He split with Gopher, split with G-Lock, split with Puss, which is a win that is a good win for him. And then got swept by NJ Killer. Like, he's not having a good start to this season. You take out the 2 Don Don wins, and he's really in a hole here.
Don Don.
So
yeah, I mean, those series like to lose 2 to NJ Killer, no point. Did he get any points in that, or?
No, it was a clean sweep, and same with the Wolf.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is. It's really tough, and it's. Oh, Diaz says he wants to call in. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's awesome. Diaz, we want to ask you if you're going to tank. I got to figure out how to get you the link. DS, can you? I mean, this is 2 different computers. Can you DM me your email address? I may have it somewhere, actually. This is complicated. It's another reason we need a producer. What other questions you got for DS?
I guess what's his current asking price for Andrew Ladd?
Well, you're gonna get the high
still a first rounder.
It's negotiation, man. Negotiation.
Yeah.
All right, I sent this to you earlier. All right, DS, you got to bear with us. This is really slow. And I guess I'm now streaming my...
Other than that, I'll just look. While you're sending it to him, Magnus is another one. 7-3, 1-1 start. Huge start to the season. He's got some big wins as well. Just kind of following up. Chalky, 6-2 is massive.
Who has Chalky played?
Yeah, good question. He's had some wins, I want to say.
All right, I've sent that over to
Swept
DS.
Gopher. He split with NIU. Split with Wolf and beat Don Don. So pretty solid start for Chalky.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, he's going to need those wins for sure. He's going to be right on that bubble. There's just so many teams.
I think he'll make it. Like he's made it 3 years in a row now.
Well, like yeah, he has. I'll give you that. He made, what was he, 5th? No, he was 14 last year.
Yeah, I think 14 or 15.
Who did I play in the first round last year? It was him, I think.
No, if you played Providence, he played Caden.
Providence, that's right. Yeah, so he was 15. Now, so look, here's one that I was flagging is Klein. He's played 8 games only, but he's 5-2, 0-1.
Yeah.
And I don't know, let me see who he's played. I don't know. But probably he's eased in, I would assume.
I beat him twice, I think, to start off.
Okay, he got swept by you, but he got an OTL on it. He split with G-Lock. He beat Don Don and he beat Yoda. So, yeah, you can't read too much into that record. But if Klein goes, like if he gets into the playoffs, it just throws another person in there.
Yeah, same with LHX. LHX got 3 points out of Unholy his first series, so that was a huge start for him too.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know he had started yet. Cool.
Yeah, he played one series against Unholy.
That's good. Well, the other one, the obvious one is G-Lock. I mean, G-Lock. We were hoping G-Lock was going to call.
Yeah, who's he played? He's had some weird big wins, big losses.
He's off. He was off to a really good start at one point, and then he's kind of come back down a little bit to earth, but he's above 500. You're gonna check out who he's playing there.
Yeah, I'm checking now. He's split with the Wolf, beat Ultra twice.
12.
Split with Klein. Split with Sutton. Split with Gopher. Split with NIU. Yeah, he's wow. And took 3 points off NJ Killer. Yeah, pretty solid start.
That's a really good start.
Not getting a point off of me or Puss kind of hurts. Like it'd be nice to get, like a
I don't
couple
know,
OT
though.
losses.
You can't expect to get points off of those games if you're G-Luck. Like, you got to get the points you need to get, and then you got to win some that you're not expected to.
Right.
And he swept Ultra, which is massive. He split with the Wolf, and that's a game he's not expected to get. The Yoda one is the ones he has to win, and he did. Don he has to win, he did. He gets a point off of Sutton, or 2 points off of Sutton. The split with Goldberg.
Split with Klein.
Split with Klein could come back to hurt him. NIU though, that's a point. That's a two points that he wouldn't have gotten last year probably. Although he always gets points off of me and stuff too. I think the problem with G is he usually loses some of the games that he should win.
Yeah, for sure.
But if he can keep this pace up and beat the guys like Autobahn, Ellis, Jair, Ben Salem, like those Krav, the guys that are around him, then he'll be a playoff team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a big start, I think. Overall, he's on pace for playoffs now. I mean, yeah, he's just got. But it's like you look at this, and it's like not many people don't have. Yeah, there's just so many teams and stuff.
So many good teams.
Is Sutton coming on or what?
Looks like
is he on here? Oh, Sutton's on here.
Sutton's on here twice.
Oh, nice. Can't hear him.
Hey, Sutton, you there? There you are.
Oh, there he is. What's up, man?
Camera on and everything. Can
you hear us, Sutton?
Can you hear? He's calling somebody now.
Oh.
We can't hear you, bud. Or maybe he's calling his agent. I don't know if on the stream his video has now shut this off. Hey, Sutton, do you have any audio? No, doesn't appear to be.
I mean, I feel like this is like a deja vu from last time. Now I kind of liked it. I think I said the same thing. Like Sutton would just hang out in the corner. It's kind of nice.
Can you hear us?
We can see you, Sutton. We can see you. I can't hear you though.
It's a great robot dance, but we can't hear what you're saying. Well, your lips aren't even moving. I don't think you're talking.
It's just chilling.
He's just chilling. Chat on the phone. He can't hear us. I don't know what to tell you, man. We can't see you, or you can't see us. Well, Sutton will just sit there, I guess. Hopefully he's going to just check into the chat.
Just keep talking. Well, eventually we'll hear you if it works. If not, then it's all good. Anyone else standing out for you here, Sean? I mean, there's not much else, I guess.
It was G-Lock who was. And
G-Lock.
And then the Klein thing I think is interesting, although I didn't realize that his wins were against who they were. But no, I don't know. It's hard because it's so early in the season, I think, at this stage.
Yeah.
I mean, Unholy, if he lost to them and lost to LHX and lost to me, he's still got a good record, so I don't think he'd be worried about it. Scumbag Country, Sutton wanted to come on and show us this. Like, I don't know.
What do we got?
He's showing us something. I don't know what it is.
Scumbag Country.
Scumbag Country.
It's a playlist you got going.
You just listen to it in the background all the time. He just comes on and like stares at us. It's just an intimidation tactic. Hey Sutton, we still can't hear you, man. There you go. I don't think this is having the desired effect.
We did hear that, Sutton. Okay, yeah, we got you.
Yay! All right.
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man?
Oh, hey, what's going on, boys?
Yeah, nice to see you.
Sorry, I had scumbag music for my intro, but that's cool.
So tell us about that. You're fully embracing the scumbag life now, or?
You know what? I'm fully embracing the. No, I don't even want to say that because you know what? There was a certain thing that came up in the Q draft today that I won't go into. Myself and Segathon brought it up to Caden, and he was like, "Oh shit!" And anyways, it got taken care of, and it's going to be resolved, and it was fair for all parties. So
Okay, hang on a
Okay,
sec.
all right.
So
Hey, Sutton, hang on, hang on. Guys, can you guys hear him? Or is somebody says tell DS to turn his video off? Can you guys hear his audio on there? I don't know. They're putting like graphics of pictures that I don't know what they mean. Is anybody listening? Can you hear us? Can you hear Sutton? No response. So I guess we'll assume
I am speaking words.
I think you are. They don't seem to be
Sibowitz.
acknowledging you.
Sibowitz.
Well, we'll continue, I guess, and hope that they respond. Sumter, you're posting. Can you hear Sutton? Thank you, Nips. We appreciate it very much. Sutton, you're on.
Okay, I'm speaking.
So tell
Can
us,
you
what
hear
was
me?
the controversy? You can't come on here, say there's a controversy, and then not tell us what it was.
Well, okay. I mean, Caden did a fucking amazing job today. Caden did an awesome job. Like, after the fucking free-for-all for which the W draft was, like, a couple weeks ago, Caden did an amazing job. He held it together. He was handling trades. He was doing sheet updates. He was doing, draft picks, everything else. For some reason, he doesn't understand it. We don't understand it. Sega and myself were mining for our diamonds, and there are multiple 5 agility, 5 speed guys who weren't in the draft tab list.
Ah, interesting. The plot thickens.
So,
Like big name guys, or just the Andrew McDonald?
it was like Dallas Drake, Patrick Poulin, and someone else. Anyways, but then there was a multitude of other 4 agility, 5 speed guys like Marty McInnes, and just like guys who aren't great, but
Right.
for that 1 year who are super, who are juiced up, if you will. But because whatever filter, I mean, again, Caden's in charge of the sheets. He's doing his thing. And, like, it didn't filter in properly to the draft tab. And, like, I didn't even notice it until I started searching for the diamonds, like, after I traded my 3 picks for number 2 overall. Thanks, Magnus. And
I want to go back to that. Continue.
Yeah, exactly. I figured you would. But honestly, I didn't even notice it until like I started searching for these guys. But that wasn't until like 2:30 in the afternoon because I'm working and doing my own shit. But it was basically determined like, okay, these guys were there, but not everyone was necessarily aware of them. So like no one could draft them, no one can waiver them. They're just going to go into the 98 pile. And whoever's on the draft tab is on the draft tab, and that's who you got, and that's who you can pick from, and whatever. So, I mean, it's the fairest thing of all. Like, I mean, it's no fault of Caden. It's not his fault, man. Like, he's got enough on his plate. But it's one of those like snafus at the 11th hour that comes up, and again, scumbag DS could have potentially been like, well, he's in the draft sheets, and I can see him here, and I'm going to take him.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, this doesn't sound like scumbag behavior. I'm a little disappointed here.
No, I know. I know. The aura that I'm trying to create is not really, doing all that good. It's really only scumbag for a few people, but that's fine.
So are you actually done with the mock drafts? Because I want those. I still want those coming out. I think we need those mock drafts.
Yeah, you should.
Good content, man.
You should charge a subscription fee for those.
I know. Nate, you got Betty Ford's pick, I believe.
I've got I got Betty's pick. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start my mock draft anywhere from around 13 to 30 then.
We'll see, man. I think we might be battling it out in the lottery if lottery odds.
So okay, well, so this is why I wanted to jump on and basically clear the air. Sean Bell called me out saying that I was tanking. Now,
No, let's be clear. I said you were my pick for who is most likely to tank.
fair enough. I don't care about your semantics.
I haven't watched any of your games, and I haven't seen that you've been tanking, and I didn't say that you were tanking. I said I could expect that you would tank.
Okay, no, it's all good, dude. So, I mean, going into this season, I looked at my entire roster: Iginla, Richards, Horton, Cronwall, and I had traded away Chemo Timonen. I looked at my entire roster. Every single guy was a 4-speed. And if you play with my team, the first time you turn on the ROM, every single time, Iginla is like 63 speed. So he's fucking useless every single first game of the season.
Wow.
Or every
First series? You
Yeah.
mean first game of the series?
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if you guys even noticed this, but like
I've never noticed that before. Huh.
Yeah. When you turn on the ROM, I mean, it's the same. It's the same cycle every single time. So
that's super interesting. I've noticed that in the playoffs before. Like my guys, they seem to just be on like repeat or something in the games, and I was like, that's interesting. Okay, I'll pay attention to that.
Now, interestingly enough, sometimes like if I join someone else's host, and especially if it's on like on 1.10 RetroArch, Iginla will still be shit in the first game, but in the second game he'll be like 76 speed, so I can actually use him.
Yeah.
So, anyways, going into the 2009, I think we are season, I knew that my team had no speed, very little skill. They were going to improve in 2010, 2011, 2012, and so on and so forth. So, did I make the conscious decision to tank? No. But I also made the conscious decision that with the return of Klein, with the return of LHX, with the improvement of teams like Krav, obviously the improvement of teams like NJ Killer, is like maybe I need to take a step back and not necessarily fight for 14th and try and move myself forward, with picks in 2010, 2011, and so on and so forth, right? So it wasn't a conscious decision to tank, but it was a conscious decision to not necessarily build the best roster for 2009.
That sounds a lot like semantics to me.
Hey, okay.
I'm not saying that I'm going to tank, but I'm saying that I'm not too interested in winning. Is that basically summarizes what you've told us?
Yeah, pretty much. But again, if I wasn't interested in necessarily winning, why would I have picked up like 76 overall Kobasu when I could have picked up, one of Red's guys?
Yeah. I mean, I've watched your series that you've played, and like, it appears like you're playing to win these games. I don't get the impression. I played you. I mean, we'll see at the end of the year.
And that's the thing. I mean, if you go back and watch every single one of my games, I am making the effort to try and win these games, but quite frankly, I don't have the horses to win the race.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I think what I was trying to say last time is that you are well versed in who is up in this draft, and that you don't need to be fully tanked to get a good player. This isn't a Stamkos draft, and that when you get into the August, it's a Tuesday night in August, and your record is 14, 28, and 3, the odds of you putting in a full effort are extremely small. That was my point.
Yeah, no, I mean, and you know what? To your point, Sean, honestly, admittedly, I have been playing more games at the kind of mental state for which I am at this particular moment. Because I knew that this was always going to be the year that I had to just like take my lumps, suck it up, try, but at the same time, like, you know what? If you finish 13th or 14th last or whatever, I mean, then so be it. I mean, finishing. Let's take a look at the Richfield series of last season. He finished 16th, and predicated on a potential, well, on the lottery system that is coming next year, and then getting his ass handed to him in 9-1 games. Like, should he have finished 16th or 17th?
I have a question for you, DS. Do you like take pride in making the playoffs, like having a streak,
Yes.
a playoff streak?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean,
What are you at right now? How many years are you right now? Like 5? 6?
Probably about 5. Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I first joined this league, I knew that it would be a slow building process, and when I actually did make the playoffs, like I did feel like a sense of accomplishment, and when I got into like, I think 10th or 11th seed or something like that, it's like fuck, man, I can play with these guys.
Yeah.
But as you guys know, I mean, your roster changes, your roster develops, and sometimes your roster regresses, right? I mean, and sometimes you have to recognize that, whether you're the Raptors, your Hamilton Mustangs, you're the hockey team X, like, does it make sense to push all your chips into the middle to fight for the middle? Or does it make sense to maybe take a step back to try and push for that next level up?
I assume that you are in the camp that believes that the roster plays a huge role in how good you do. Is that fair?
Oh, 100%. I mean, all things being equal, if you give me, Matty A's roster and I'm playing against Chalky with Matty A's roster, I think I beat Chalky 4 games out of 7, right? I mean, I have no qualms or questions that I can be a top 12-ish player with the best roster. But I knew going into this season, where my fastest player was my goalie, that I wasn't going to be competitive this year. So I made the conscious decision that, okay, I'm going to be competitive. I'm going to try, but I know that I'm not going to be necessarily a playoff team.
Cool. Well, you know what? One thing I guess I'm taking away here is I think my prediction was bang on last time. No, I'm just joking around.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
What do you think your predicted record will be? What do you think you will end on this year? Winning percentage-wise. Do you think you're going to be a 500 team or no?
I think I'll still be around 500. I'll be somewhere between 450 and 525. I mean, yeah. I have played a little bit of a tougher schedule to start off, which is unusual because normally I normally play like a bit of a softer schedule to start, give myself like a bit of a head start, if you will, and then try and maintain. Like, I mean, if you look at the last, I don't know, 3 seasons or whatever it's been, like I've been anywhere between like 11, 15, 13, somewhere in that range, right? I mean, and honestly, the difference between like 13 and 17 is what, 3 points, 5 points, maybe. I mean, the margins are so small, but the fact that like I've got no 5-speed players, I've got, you know, my roster was going to be shit this year, and I recognized that, and I saw that, and that's why I made the move with New Jersey Killer. And now, did I expect him to come out ruckshot the way he does? Good on him. He's done amazing. He has yet to get into the meat of his schedule, so I still think he is a little inflated where he is right now. But you know, I recognize where I was, and recognize that with the with the return of Klein, with the return of LHX, like it, finishing 15th or 16th or 17th or 18th, what's the difference?
How many good players are there in this upcoming draft?
Sorry, repeat the question.
How many good players, like actually like guys you'll play on the first line, are there in this upcoming draft?
I wish I had the list in front of me. It's on my work computer because that's where I do all my best work. I believe it's about. I want to say it's about 15, maybe 18 guys.
So this might be the deepest draft we've ever had.
No, it's not. No, I mean, the 2000 draft was like 40 guys deep.
What was that? Well, yeah, that one draft was crazy. I don't remember.
Yeah. That was the draft that I remember. Me and Magnus did like a whole like splash screen and everything for them. I mean, yeah, I think it was the 2000 draft was like 40 guys deep. This is like a good draft. Don't get me wrong. Is it the deepest draft? No. Is there top end talent? 100%. And is there top end talent at positions like defense that like people need? That's the key, right? I mean, we saw today, like Sean, you'll see it. You'll know what I'm talking about. Like with the defense and how Magnus did the ratings for like the 2000 through 2002 years. Basically, that automatically made Gonchar the number one pick this year. And similarly, in the W draft, not that there's a regression of a certain number of years for the defense, but it's so hard to find defense. So the fact that there's like Subban and Carlson and Hedman and John Carlson, like the fact that there's those guys there and available, like those guys don't grow on trees. Whereas, 5 agility, 5 speed forwards, you could find a Radek Dvorak in the second round, right?
Well, that's really interesting. Like you got 4 really good D, right, coming up in this draft, including Carlson, who's probably the best ranked player in for the next 10 years.
Eric, or I think you mean Eric, right?
Eric. What's his name? Carlson.
Eric,
the Ottawa.
Eric Carlson.
Yeah.
Not John Carlson.
Not the Washington John Carlson. He's okay.
Yeah.
Like an Alex Pietrangelo, but Eric Carlson is awesome. His stats are amazing. So like if there are those 4, like Don could use one. Who else is going to be at the bottom? Yoda, he's already got good D. Kravs got like a lot of these guys have really good D already. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with these picks.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the elephant in the room is whether or not Matty A's coming back.
That would add how many players into the draft? I guess probably 5, 6. Yeah, like some really Ovechkin, Malkin,
Luongo, Campbell, Burns, Ovechkin, Malkin,
Campbell,
and to a lesser extent, Derek Roy.
Right. So that would put it, if you're saying there's 15 or 16, like that puts us into 22.
Which is exactly why I made the pick or trade with NJ Killer, right?
Right. No matter where he ends
I'm making that assumption or chance.
So the pick today, Nate, you missed this in the queue, or the trade today. We've got, so the draft is going
What year are you guys in now?
The draft is 1997, so it's like not a very strong draft. You'll remember it from because we were in the W at this time. This is when Ziggy Palffy was picked.
Yeah.
There's like Saku Koivu, Sergei Gonchar, Alfredson, and what's his name?
Miro Satan!
Oh yeah, he's pretty sick, isn't he?
Yeah, there's some guys who are good. Satan's good. So anyway, so let me lay it out. So originally the order for the draft is Yoda 1, 2 is Ultra, 3 is Krav, 4 is Sutton. Okay.
Yeah.
Yoda and Krav make a trade. So Yoda gives up first pick to Krav and gets back somebody, Sakura or Straka, some like random European.
He got fucking Sakura.
Yeah, somebody like who's okay, like a normal left winger that you could play in any lineup. But he already has like an awesome team, so I don't know. So he gives up first. So Krav goes to pick number 1. Then right before the draft starts, and Krav picks Gonchar, so which is not surprising. Like everybody needs D in the queue. The D rankings are crazy. So he picks Gonchar. Then second pick, the trade comes in. This is like I'm at work and it's just starting and I'm like trying to catch up where things are at, reading all these Discord sites. It's GMDS trades pick 4 and Ultra gives him back pick 2. Ultra gives him a player, Kalle Johansson, some random player. And then the only thing GMDS adds is 2 seconds. Like this year's second and next year's second. And I think that was it. Like it was just like, let me open it up, make sure I've got this right. It was some
no other player. There had to have been a player, no?
No, the only player that traded went from Ultra to GMDS. It was. Hang on. Let me read this out. Trade to announce 9:20 a.m. The draft starts at 10 a.m. Barrow Phantoms trade. Barrow's first round pick, number 2 overall, and Kalle Johansson. Sutton trades number 4 pick overall, second round pick in this draft, and a second round pick in this draft, which is the last pick of the draft, which he ends up passing on.
I offered, he accepted.
All I could picture in my head is that stupid gif of George Costanza doing his negotiation bullshit. This is ridiculous. So he just trades. He moves up 2 spots in the draft and gets a player, and he gives up 2 second round.
What were the picks? But what was the second pick compared to the 4?
So then the odd thing is, so Gonchar goes 1. Alfredson's sitting there. Sutton picks Miroslav Satan, number 2. So you wouldn't even have to move up. You could have stayed at number 4 and just picked that guy. But since he got another player in the deal,
Satan is good. Yeah,
So he got Satan, and then third was Alfredson. Yoda got Alfredson even after trading back, which worked out good for him. And then fourth pick was Ultra, was Steve Sullivan. And then,
that's a drop off.
Actually, Nate, I gotta just read you these trades. So here's the whole day. The first trade is the one. First trade is the one I just read. Okay, second trade of the day. Ultra trades to Wolf. Ultra and Wolf is the second trade. Rod Brindamore, Trevor Linden, and Dominic Hasek to the Wolf for Alexander Mogilny and Mario Lemieux.
Holy shit!
Right. So okay, crazy trade, but Wolf gets the good goalie. Like not a bad trade. Ultra gets 2 better for him.
I guess Lemieux wouldn't have that many seasons left, probably. At this
Still
point.
has quite a few, but Brindamore's good. And
nice.
Sudden, there you go. So then, okay, so that happens. Ultra now has.
Drunk wife.
There you go. Ultra now has no goalie because he's just traded Dominic Hasek. So after that whole trade with Sutton, Ultra then picks Steve Sullivan, pick 4. Later on in the day, he trades Steve Sullivan for John Van Beesbrook to the Puss. And he's like in the 70s for like 4 seasons or something. Like just a terrible trade. His new pick that he just gave up the second overall pick for.
Man.
Right after that, then we've got Ultra trades John Van Beesbrook, and he had Peter Forsberg. So Peter Forsberg gets thrown into this trade.
So he could have had Mogilny, Lemieux, and Forsberg on his team?
He had those guys, but then he swapped John Van Beesbrook for Forsberg for Curtis Joseph and Ziggy Palffy. So he ended up getting...
Oh, wow.
It actually, like, it was kind of an interesting watch for him. Like, it was... I went through earlier, and, like, I'm just trying to find it and put down, like, who he ended up with. But so he ended up with Mogilny, Lemieux, and Ziggy Palffy and Cujo. And he gave up Hasek, Linden, Brindamore, Sullivan. Well, the pick 2, I guess. So it kind of worked out anyway for him. But that
And
was
he's
what
got
happened.
second round picks.
And then his second round pick, the last one of the draft, he passes on.
That's good stuff. Jeez.
I mean, God,
it's tough.
God,
That's
God,
tough to
God
know because
will find-
I don't know like the year, but that sounds like, man, you might as well just keep the all-star forward line there.
That was my conclusion. Like, he could have not traded any of these guys, just picked somebody at pick number 2 and ended up better off than what he ended up.
Edmonton tied it up.
Nice. What's how much time left in that game?
Oh, like 17.8 seconds.
In the third?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I think it was fucking Corey Perry too. Anyways, yeah, like God bless Magnus. I mean, dude's an awesome dude, but he is not a good manager.
He just likes some action. He just likes some.
He just likes action.
The weird part is it like works out for him half the time. Like he does flip his roster around and ends up with decent guys. I don't know. It's
fucking Corey Perry.
Nice. You know what's cool? If I hang on to Corey Perry, I'm gonna have him until 2025 in the W.
And he's playing next year, so you might get a 61 overall out of him.
Yeah, it's probably like it's been in the red since like 2017, but So what are you
All
saying?
right, what's
Sutton?
next?
Well, we weren't expecting you were coming on, so we're kind of scrambling here, but it was good to hear about your SBDS being just all talk. That was helpful.
So are you committed to the you're committed to the lottery then, Sutton? That's what I want to hear out of this call. I want to hear some commitment.
No, I mean the fucking lottery is happening, man. Like, there's been some wishy-washy, like, whatever. Like the lottery is fucking happening.
Yeah.
And I have been, it's Gay Pride Week, but I mean, I've been up Magnus's ass about fucking, we're doing the fucking lottery. And I know that sounds terrible, but anyway.
Well, it's already confirmed. Like it's done. I don't think we need to be like.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to be funny, and it's failing terribly. And but no, I mean, no. The lottery needs to happen. We are doing the lottery. It's happening. I'm more than happy to run it, and yeah, I mean. Is there some nuance and some things that need to be tweaked here and there? I mean, yeah, potentially, but I mean, the construct of it. I mean, the nuts and bolts of the lottery are there and in place, and they're going to happen.
Yep. Yeah, I'm excited to watch a lottery show. That's what I want to watch.
Sutton, I do have we've been talking a little bit about New Jersey Killer, and we heard your thoughts on New Jersey Killer. Who would you predict is going to be the first team out of that sort of group that isn't yet, say, bubble team? So, like, I'm thinking of, I guess, I don't know where Crab falls, but, the guys who had, let's say, who's the next team to make their first playoffs? Who would be your prediction?
Oh, who's actually going to advance?
Doesn't even mean winning a first round. I just mean making the playoffs for the first time ever.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you're talking about making the playoffs for the first time, then it's got to be one of either Krav or NJK, right? I mean, do I think a Audubon, Richfield, Saguenay, do I think that they have a better chance? I probably do think that, but I mean, if you're talking about who's going to be the first time, at advancement, then it's NJK / Krav, right?
Okay.
I'd probably even go NJK.
Interesting. What about you, Nate? If you had to pick between those two,
For this year?
yeah, or for whenever, like who's first out of those two to make the playoffs?
It's got to be NJK. He's beat Crab twice. He's already got the big advantage right now, so I don't see how you can pick Crab at this point. Maybe like going into the year, I probably would have said Crab, to be honest. But seeing the current standings, yeah, it's got to be New Jersey Killer.
I mean, they're not far apart at all. Like Crab is at 500.
I mean,
NJK is at 636. Like the difference is 2 or 3 wins.
I mean, yeah, but he's played 22 games and he's already sitting at 636.
It's pretty good.
Plus 14. He's already got the 2 wins over Crab. You've got to win against those other bubble teams. Yeah, I would say it's clearly him. Yeah.
But honestly, take a look at his remaining schedule. He has yet to get into the meat grinder of the schedule.
Oh, for sure.
And it's early for Crab, so it's hard. But I think we're all in agreement it'll be one of those two guys. And I don't think it'll be this season. If I had to pick, I would say they both miss this season is a better bet than one of them making the playoffs.
Yeah, interesting. I'd probably pick NJK as the 16 or 15.
And again,
it's good.
And again, trying to predict who's going to make their first playoffs. Like, I mean, Ellis has made the playoffs before. Like, so he's not. You know, like there's a lot of teams who have been in the playoffs before.
Not many guys actually.
Well, let me give you guys. I want to rank these guys. Okay, here's my bubble group, and like I want to hear who you think is gonna be most likely to make the playoffs. You ready?
Yeah.
Richfield, Ellis, LHX, Autobahn, Jer, NJ Killer, Krav, Magnus.
LHX.
Most likely to make the playoffs, LHX. Wow.
I would say so too. That one seemed to stand out, no?
Wow, interesting.
Why? I don't think he should be in that group.
Really? You're very bullish on LHX.
LHX is good, and he's already got 3 points off Unholy. Like that's, I don't know, that shows me that he hasn't dropped off that much. Unholy's not easy to beat.
I know the team that I built for LHX because he had me like pick his players for him. I picked him a fucking good team.
Interesting. I'm honestly skeptical because I think it's not easy to come back after like a year and a half away and get up to speed so quickly. But
yeah, I don't know, man. I just think he's so good defensively. It's like if his offense, I just like these guys that have the like defensive floor. Like he's going to be in every game. He's going to get points. I don't know. His offense will come back. Yeah. It's not like he was like relying on deking before. So
true enough. Okay, let's take him out. Who's your next? Or who's your top 3 out of that group to make the playoffs? Let me read them out. I don't even remember which ones I said, but let's say Ultra. Let's add Klein in there. Sunnyvale, Ultra, Sunnyvale, Minnesota, Autobahn, Richfield, Alberta, Woodland, Betty Ford, and anybody else who might be on the bubble. And don't forget Saguenay.
So of those teams that you've listed, and if I had to pick 3, then I would go Sunnyvale, Saguenay, and I don't know. You have to repeat the teams again.
Like Ultra or Woodland? Like it's got to be one of those two, no?
Yeah. No, I've got Ultra in there.
So
I've got Saguenay in there.
Saguenay, Ultra, and Klein. Then is what you're saying. If you add Ultra
and Klein, yeah, 100% Klein.
Are you on there, Nate?
I mean, it's just tough. Like I guess I got to go through and name the 16. Like they all sound like very, very logical playoff teams, right? But like everyone's not making the playoffs.
Well, they're not good. That's why I'm giving you this list. Like so, I'm like.
What numbers are these people? This is what you're predicting is the.
Let me read this off. I didn't do any foresight. I didn't think about this before. But let's say we take Taipei, Highland, Tegucigalpa, Thunder Bay, North Bay. That's 5. We add in Pitt is, of course, 6. Hoth is 7. Sumter is 8. NIU is 9. Manhattan is 10. Providence is 11. Sonoma is 12.
But you said Sonoma, I think.
No, I didn't. I didn't intend to say Sonoma. I think Sonoma's definitely better than that group. And then I guess Sugar Valley is a question mark at 13, or does Sugar Valley go into that group? But that's about where we're at.
Yeah, it's a fair point. If you look at it from that perspective, it's like
there's not a lot of teams in that top.
No, there's not, because you got Maryland Mike.
Oh yeah,
I would imagine
Maryland Mike. So that takes you to 13. Like so, that's what I mean. Like so you start.
You've got 9 teams.
I don't even know if I named. Did I name Sumter? Did I name Sumter yet?
You named Sumter, yeah. Okay. If you look at it from that perspective, there's not many spots available at all. Like, it's actually kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think those questions are valid now.
So what I heard Sutton say is he thought Ultra Magnus, Klein, and I forget who you said was the third one.
I mean, you got to put LHX in that group, I think.
Yeah, and LH, and
LHX, yeah.
So
100%.
So there's your three. That would cap out our 13, and that means Chalky's not in there. You know.
I mean, I think Chalky's going to make it too. Yeah, it's crazy actually. Like one of them. Like what's it going to take to get into the playoffs?
I'll put it out there actually, no, I won't put it out there because LHX doesn't score enough. But Devin Setaguchi could have been a top 10 scorer this year.
It's Devin Setaguchi. I don't even know who.
That was the guy that G-Lock was going to pick at 20, and then he was disappeared off the list.
Well, no, because he was on LHX's expansion team.
Yeah, that's right. That's what set off G-Lock's whole draft problem.
Oh, I got you.
Devin Setaguchi. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I guess it's a really interesting discussion because you do have, let's say we have, even if Providence and South Hills make it.
I mean, we're just banking on Hamilton. Like, I guess this is, we've just confirmed the tank here, or what? Like, this is like.
I mean, how else can you say I'm not tanking, but I don't care about winning? Like, what is that?
No, I mean, I'm the Hamilton Mustangs, and I literally don't have the horses.
Yeah, but you've made the playoffs for like 5 to 6 straight years. Like, you should. We're not even putting you in this conversation. Like, that seems crazy to me. Like, you would have been a lock before the year.
But honestly, again, if you look at my roster, like my quote unquote best player, every single first game that I like join a host or have a host, my best player has a 63 speed.
All right, we're eliminating Hamilton then. That's
Hamilton's not in the list.
I mean, my team is just not that good this year, and that's okay because I recognize that, and that's why I made the deals that I did.
Yeah, which was my point last week, and I think is very valid that when you get to game 40, it's going to be really difficult to get up for these. They're going to be like midnight Friday night, Sutton posting for games. I'm predicting that right here. Anyway, that's
crazy to look at. I was predicting Ellis to make a playoff run earlier, but looking at these teams, it's going to be really tough. I mean, it makes all these games super interesting. I think this should be the most exciting year when people get playing like the Maryland Mike games, you know,
like Maryland Mike took a game off me last night. Like that's going to be a huge win for him. Like I don't think that as a league we've kind of realized that yet. It's basically like the peer for a lot of these teams.
Right.
If you get swept against a team that you're going to be competing with, it's really going to be hard to catch up. Like these games really do matter.
Right.
And honestly, like with regards to Ellis, I mean, Pope, God bless you, but you know he was a team that was on the rise and at the trajectory. But I mean, I think either Sean or Nate, you guys mentioned it, is like. He kind of teetered out, like he got to that point, but doesn't seem like he's ever going to get past that point.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Like he has a roster this year. I want to see him play because like this is the first time he's ever like he's got Datsuk. He's got the best player in the game. He's got Surrey. He's got actually like 2 defenders now. I don't know. I want to see him play. Like Ellis was. How high did he get in the playoffs? What, 14th? Or did he ever get over that?
I think he was 14th the year I played him. First round. Maybe 15th.
And that's the thing. Like he was able to in a 26-team league, give or take, able to grind out a 15th or 16th or 14th seed, right? I mean, now we're 32 teams. And like the grind is just that much more difficult. And I mean, he's a great defensive team, but quite frankly, he doesn't have the acumen to like score goals. And that's what will kill him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be tough looking at this list. It's actually crazy.
So guys, we just named 13 guys that we thought were, almost locks. We didn't even mention Red. So there's 14.
Oh shit! I forgot about Red down there.
Totally forgot about Red down there. So there's 14 guys now. Like maybe a guy like Providence and Maryland Mike, maybe those guys start to become a little bit more at risk in a season like this, where you've got like literally 14 guys who are a lock, and we just named off, I don't even remember how many, 7 or 8 guys who are going to be in the running for those last spots.
I could see Providence missing.
I've been saying that for years, but he just keeps winning.
Oh, still there, no?
What's Medano's passing rating for the next couple of years?
Doesn't matter. He just
Just looking at his overalls, he's 76, 72, 66. I want to see if he plays him when he's 66. You know he will. He's got him.
He's a beauty.
What's his down B rating?
He's Lloyd doesn't care about that stuff. He just rolls up, plays Modano, posts some gifts, leaves. He's good, that guy.
I mean, he's got Tim Thomas at a 98 this year. I did not realize that.
Yeah, he's a good player. Like he doesn't. I don't know if he gets enough credit for being as consistent. Like
Yeah, exactly. Like, has he ever missed the playoffs?
No, I would bet no. I'm pretty sure no.
I don't think he has, man. He's come close, but he seems to always make it.
And he comes in the last day and plays 50 games and then ends up making the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Missed. I really don't think he has. Maybe once. I may have to look, but yeah, I don't know. He's
okay.
Very consistent.
Can we have the conversation real quick? I'm sure you guys have other things you guys want to deal with, but like, who's the worst camper? Is it Lloyd or is it Wolf?
Oh, are those the only two candidates? Like, I don't think Lloyd is anywhere near how Wolf plays.
If you have other candidates, please feel free to nominate them.
Well, playoff Sagathon has to be on that list.
Yeah, I would go Sagathon probably.
I mean, I'm not even joking. Like, the guy grabs the goalie like when you cross the red line in the playoffs. He doesn't do it in the regular season, to his credit, but in the playoffs, like, man, he just sits on the goalie.
Okay,
yeah,
so what?
Saga's my pick.
So what's worse then? Grabbing the goalie when you cross the red line in the playoffs, or grabbing the goalie when you cross the red line throughout the entire season?
Well, obviously, the more is the worse. So the Wolf is the worst.
Yeah, the Wolf's the worst.
The funny thing though is in the playoffs, I don't think the Wolf was doing it. Do you guys remember? Like,
really?
I feel like he didn't take manual sort of the same way he did in the regular season.
I mean, I'm looking at his goals for and against. He's given up 47 goals in 26 games. Like, it's not like it's this unbeatable defensive style.
No.
Yeah, that's like 1.8.
The only one that you get in the playoffs and you can't score on the guy at all. Like, he's like mastered that. But he's still, it's not like Saga's just sitting on it. Providence is probably the one that sits on it the most, and it's like, it just isn't as effective as it was before. Like, for those first couple seasons, I was thinking like, shit, I don't know how to score on this guy, but now it's, I don't know, it's not that like daunting really.
He gives up a lot of breakaways, and I think that's the difference. Like, it's
you
can't camp. Like, Sagathon, as much as we give him shit about the camping, he doesn't do it. He's smart about it. He doesn't just grab.
He's smart. He'll switch off and stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And he's protecting. He's playing good D. Like, because what I noticed in Providence in the series I played with him is that he just he takes it as soon as. Like, so I'm thinking back, Nate, to the conversation you and Krav had on this podcast where he was talking about in auto, you have to bring your guys back, let your defense go back, don't take them, whatever. Providence does the opposite of that. He just grabs his D. When you make a pass through the middle, he grabs his D at his own blue line and just charges for the hit every single time. So all you need to do is make one pass around that charge, and then you've got a breakaway. And it's just so often, like, I don't know how many breakaways I had in that series, but it was crazy amount. So he's not able to grab his goalie in the same effective way because he's just defending breakaways all the time.
Yeah, and it's just like Saga just doesn't give up those breakaways. That's the thing. He
plays defense right from the back end. Like, he gets his center back right away. He plays as soon as it gets into the middle of the ice. He just backtracks everybody. Like, he just plays. He's a very, very difficult guy to play against.
Now, if Adrian Aucoin is no longer Mr. Yamaguchi, like, does he have that ability anymore?
Well, that's a great point. The guy has like sneakily had full 5-speed rosters for a while.
Is this Sega?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. His rosters are stacked.
They're stacked. Like, I couldn't believe before.
You look at his overalls; it's like the worst roster on there, and then you look at you dig into it.
Yeah, no, because that's it. It's like they're all 5 speed, but they're all like 2-shot accuracy or like like 7 stick handling or whatever, which regresses their overalls. But I mean, but they're still 5 speed, right? I mean, but there comes a point in time where, and I believe that this upcoming season is where it's going to actually come to a head, is that he's not going to have that ability anymore. So does having a 4-speed Mark Giordano and like whatever else he's got on the back end, does that negative? It has to negatively impact him as a player.
Yeah, I think he's very reliant on having the five speed guys to clog up the lanes, and he just masters that. But like he's got Andrew McDonald next year, 5 agility, 6 speed, defense ranked 60. Like that's amazing. 6 stick handling. What? Oh no, stick handling goes up to 15, right? Okay,
yeah, that's terrible. So he's terrible. Those guys are terrible at everything.
He's terrible at everything except for 5 agility, 6 speed.
Right. Which on the defensive end is really, really helpful. On the offense, it makes it hard because they miss stupid goals and you do dekes and they shoot it wide and all that stuff.
But having like a 5-6 speed D is like huge, right? So
totally.
I mean, yeah, Saiga always has these guys. I didn't check out his team this year, so he doesn't have these guys this year. DS.
Sorry, your question again?
Saiga doesn't have these like 5 speed guys this year.
I think he's got maybe Mr. Yamaguchi for one more, like for this current season, but like he's slowly transitioning into like the Phil Kessel years, the Mark Giordano years. Like he's slowly transitioning away from these shitbag players who have 5 speed, who don't have 5 speed anymore. Yeah. So honestly, they're such garbage players. I haven't really looked at them at all, but
you don't even want to. It just looks so gross looking at his team. But
yeah,
the one day I went through it, I was like, "Holy shit, this team's good!" Like,
I mean, like someone who's 5 speed, like 2 agility. Like I personally can't deal with that. That's not going to work for me or my style. So like I'm not even paying attention to that.
I remember when playing him and you watch him set his roster at the beginning of the game, and he goes to checks the speed and they're all in the 90s. Even his backup guys, they're all 90s. It's like pretty good. Yeah, pretty good roster construction. I guess he doesn't get the credit for the GM work either. Like, I mean, speaking of underrated, really good players, like it takes time. Like I would never have the time to go through those fucking sheets and find the 5 speed, 2 agility, 60 overall guy. There's no way. So he's putting in the work,
Sean, okay, I gotta ask you a question then. So, do you not like make a copy of the sheets and then go into the player data list and then just like filter through the ratings?
No. Pink one time sent me an email and told me how to do that, but I kind of looked at it and I was like, I don't know. I didn't know how to do it, and I was like, fuck this. I don't have time for this. So I just go into the sheets. Today that was very infuriating because the Q sheets are super slow loading. So like when I got to my pick, I'm like, I knew Saku Koivu was decent, and I was trying to like check his stats. It's taking me like 30 seconds to load it up. Then I was like, I'm trying to compare him to, I don't know who the next guy was. I'm like, but again, 30 seconds go by, and I'm just sitting. You know how like it's weird. Like I don't know if you guys were the same, but I remember like when we had dial-up internet, it was just normal to sit and wait while things happen on the internet. Now it's like when that happens, I'm just like antsy, like I'm checking other shit. I'm opening up ESPN. I'm like doing all kinds of stuff, and it's like it's only 30 seconds go by, but it feels like an eternity. So after a little while, I'm just like I'm checking a couple guys, and I'm like, fuck this. Like I can't sit here and for like 30 seconds every time it loads anymore. So I just pick Saku Koivu. But Sumter Trash
I don't do that shit either. Yeah, I never look at that stuff, but probably should, eh?
Pink says, a simple filter in Excel would take you 5 minutes.
Oh, God. That's bad.
Man? That's a terrible sound. Stop that. Why are you doing that? Oh, Jesus, man. Fuck, he's muted. He can fuck off. Jesus. We'll let him sit on mute for a bit. he needs a timeout. Well, we should get into our defensive rankings before it's too late here.
Jesus, what time is it?
I don't know. We gotta finish these bloody things up. Okay, we're gonna take.
Let's chuck a few out here. Go through your list.
I gotta find them now. Sutton threw us off. Okay, Sutton.
You get
we
unmute DS series.
He's still muted. All I can do is ask him to unmute. Like I can't. It just clicks. It just says ask to unmute, but he's clearly not seeing it. So I don't know how to like unmute him myself. I don't think I can. So whatever. He can stay on mute and keep talking. So my top defensive ranking. So let's chime in on where you ended up. We should.
I don't think he knows he's muted.
Well, I don't know how to tell him. It just says ask to unmute. So I guess he's just going to stay muted. Dude, you have to unmute. There you go. You're back.
Sorry. I was going to say before I put on the dial-up noise, I have somewhat co-opted your guys' podcast tonight. So if you want me to jump off, I will jump off.
No,
but
we don't want, we want
if
you
you
to
want me to
stay
Stick
stay on,
around. We want to hear your input for the defense. Let's shift into our defensive rankings here, and let's hear your input.
I was gonna cut it off.
Right.
I think I might because it's really difficult to make the YouTube clips if they're longer. They are. So I'm gonna shut down the stream just for everybody listening, and then we'll jump back on just so it breaks it up. So we'll take this for like our break, and then we'll be right back with the top defensive rankings.
Sounds good.
I gotta figure out how to do that. I gotta shut down OBS. I'm gonna leave this stream working.